we start the podcast today, I just wanted to tell you about some news that I found out the day after we recorded this podcast, and that is that Sony have decided to reintroduce their Play at Home initiative this year. They did this last year, where they gave you a game for free, and last year it was Uncharted, but this year, from the 1st of March, between the 1st of March until the 31st of March this year, you can download the Ratchet and Clank game for the PS4 for free. According to their website, the game is available free of charge and is yours to keep forever as soon as you redeem it, and you don't need to hold an active PS Plus subscription to play. And I thought that was quite good because that's the game that Josh is currently playing on our YouTube channel. So if you're interested in getting that game for free, have a wee look at Josh's videos and see if that's the type of game that you might enjoy. But it's free, so I think you should just download it anyway. So enjoy today's podcast. Hello and welcome to another Gaming Sector podcast with Simon
and Josh.
So Josh, it's a really stormy, windy, horrible day today. So
it is, definitely. If you can, well, I know you and me on Facecam, but you can see my window anyway. It is terrible outside.
Yeah, and I don't think we've seen the worst of the rain yet.
No.
But just to warn people, if you hear some background noise, that's what it is.
Yes. Let's talk about video games. Yeah. One thing that comes to mind to me is movies and video games that are usually based on both. Use it as a movie based on a video game, or a video game based on a movie. All those, there are so many of those based on that you would not know. There's one a video game, Sonic the Hedgehog, and it became a movie later on in the future. It's been a long time, but it became the movie.
Do you like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
I have not seen it. That's the sad thing is, I never had a chance to leave the house.
No.
They did that, and then also, of course, Detective Pikachu based on Pokemon, an original Pikachu game, but yes.
Did you watch that?
Yes, I did watch that. It was interesting.
Did you go to the cinema for that?
Did I or did I not? I'm not sure. I think I did or did not. I can't remember. It's just...
No, I thought it was very funny, actually.
I thought it was nice. Good. Kind of gives you an idea of what it would look like realistic in a human... Because since we usually watch Pokemon as a animation, so it's also 2D, so...
Yeah, going back to the Sonic film, and I won't spoil it for anybody, but the thing that I found a bit odd about it was that they used the same sound effects from the game in the film, which just felt just very strange to me. Like, the rings, when you get hit by something and the rings bounce about in the ground, they use the same noise. Just very
I think
strange.
they just wanted to bring out the original, just put it on.
Oh no, other people think it's brilliant that they've done that, but I just find it a bit odd. That's just me.
So, yes. As well, there's been a lot of movies based on video games.
Yeah, I think doing it the opposite way around, when a film comes out, they do a lot of games based on the film to try and make a bit more money. But there are some that have actually been pretty decent. And I'm trying to think of any of them.
Well, I know one. King Kong is one that comes to mind for me anyway.
Is that the one with the King Kong film with Jack Black in it?
Yep, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one came out. That one, the second King Kong movie, I think it was.
Yeah.
The Goldest Kong. But yes, they did that. Then Star Wars, that came out. And then later on, they did movies about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, sorry. They made the movies, then the games came out later on.
That's right. There's
so many.
Loads and loads of different games based on Star Wars. I think the one I've played recently that's quite good is what's it called?
Jedi something.
Fallen Order.
I think it might be that one.
Yeah.
I'm actually Googling it. But yeah, that is one as well. So there have been a lot of Star Wars games that came out.
And then I think it's sort of the older...
Was it Squadrons? That's the newest one. That Squadrons, no?
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. It's the one
that was the newest one anyway. Oh, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
Well, that's the second newest anyway.
Well, that was on Xbox I think it's still on Xbox Game Pass. So I've played it. The only problem is it seems to use the internet or a server that they provide somehow, so you have to connect to the internet in order to load it.
Yes, that is placed as well as PlayStation Now. So all you're doing is kind of like streaming it. So it's like watching a video, but you need Wi-Fi, but you get to control it.
Yeah, because I
So
noticed this.
sometimes there's a way for you to play it without the internet. They usually have you a choice. There was on the PlayStation Now. You can go onto one that says downloadables, so you can download them and play them without having the internet on it. So that's kind of good. But once the membership ends, it's you can't go back onto you have the membership.
All right. Sometimes when you're playing it, it kind of doesn't load things properly, or things happen in it. Although it's one of those games that was notorious for having bugs in it at the beginning. I think it still does, but it's a huge game. There's lots going on in it.
It's a kind of a mix of a Dark Souls and a Star Wars vibe.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Because once you done the game, you come back and solve with the save point you were originally at, and you get the collectibles to level up. So it is a interesting. It's a very good game. The worst thing about like having not the game but the Xbox and the PlayStation Now is if you have terrible internet connection, because they recommend you having 5 MPS yes, for that. If you're lower than that, then it still runs fine, but it'll just go like more pixely anyway, like low quality of the game. And once the quality goes low, they will kick you off that because you have a low internet connection.
No, what I tend to do if I'm doing something like that is I put a wired connection in rather than relying on the wireless connection.
The funny thing is I have that, and I only get I think 3.6. So, and it's still not enough because they recommend 5. Because where I live, there's not good signal or Wi-Fi signals anyway here. So it's hard for me. So I'm like on it, like yay, nope, goes down.
Where I stay, over the past couple of years, they've put the super fast broadband in, and they've just sort of improved the internet infrastructure. But it depends how close you are to those green boxes you see in the pavement. If you live close to them, you do get a better internet connection. That's the way it works, apparently. I get a fairly decent internet connection. But as I said, I have to use a power line adapter with mine rather than a long cable, because the phone line's quite far away from the living room where I normally play games. But power adapters, plug it into the wall, plug it into the router, and then you've got a second one that communicates with that. So going back to films based on games, we're both looking forward to the Uncharted film that's coming out.
Yes, the Uncharted, yes. I've played every single Uncharted game. It was fun, and I'm excited because of the actor in it, Tobey Maguire, is one of my favorite characters because he plays my favorite hero, Spider-Man.
Who did you say?
Spider-Man.
No. And
Tobey. Is it Tobey? Oh, did I say?
It's Tom Holland.
Oh, did I say Tobey?
Yes, it's because we were having a Spider-Man discussion before we started this.
Wrong Spider-Man.
Yes, wrong Spider-Man.
Oh no, because I think it's because of the announcement that people are saying, rumors that all previous Spider-Man characters will be coming back.
Yes, that's right.
That's what came into my head because I was like, oh, bring back the two, and I was just talking quite.
I know the Marvel Cinematic Universe is getting very tangled, and if you don't keep up with it, you kind of get confused. Yes, I'm in the same boat. That's what I keep making that mistake too. But yes, this new Uncharted film is going to be very good. Now, I think so. Tom Holland's playing Nathan Drake, and I can't remember who's playing Sully. It's somebody who I didn't think would have. I'm quite sure it's Jake Gyllenhaal, is it?
Hope coming up this year anyway. It'd be interesting. So, yeah, Mark. It looks like it'd be Mark Wahlberg. Might be.
Yeah, I'm getting confused with because Jake Gyllenhaal was in the recent Spider-Man film as Mysterio, wasn't it? As Jake Gyllenhaal.
So yeah, we done. It could be. I don't know if they're basing the movie on the first Uncharted or they're gonna do a separate thing from it anyway.
Well, I think it'll be probably before the first game because Tom Holland's younger than what Nathan Drake's supposed to be in the first game, I think, or similar. But I don't think they'll reuse a story.
Probably it's just see if we'll go for the same origin or we'll go for a different way.
Maybe. But I'm looking forward to that.
Because like when you watch, when you think like Spider-Man, like you think it's going to be the same as the comic books anyway. This is going to go for the same story, but
in fact, while we're talking about Spider-Man, Spider-Man is a film and it's also a game because
yes, it is, and it was originally a comic book, so it was a book, movie, and then video game as well.
And you and I have both played the Spider-Man game on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good. If anybody...
it's fun anyway. Playing back Spider-Man. I don't know when it was. I played Spider-Man 2 when it was back on the Xbox 360 anyway. Oof, that was a long time ago.
But that and they put a sort of add-on called Miles Morales on for the PS5.
Oh yes.
It's also in the PS4. And I've played it on the PS4.
That's a shame that I will never get to play it on the PlayStation 5 yet. Just letting you know, right now, the reason why he's laughing, I'm holding the PlayStation 5 version of Miles Morales that has not been opened yet because I don't have a PlayStation 5 yet, but soon.
In fact, the PlayStation 5, I think we'll leave that for a future discussion.
Oh yeah, we're going
to. But that is a good discussion for the future.
Yes, there'll be discussion for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox.
Yes,
there's those two.
So, Josh, before we finish today, do you want to give us an update of what we've been doing over the past week and what's going to happen next week?
Yes. So, for what we've been doing is that we have been doing the podcast like we always do, and as well we'll be playing our video games. This week will be me and him will be playing Sea of Thieves if it works for us, because we're hoping it does. But it will be an interesting other than Minecraft. Blocks now on this pirate's life. So it'll be interesting. We'll probably have a discussion of who's going to be captain and who's not. So it'll be
that will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to do a test, see who's better. What role?
Oh yeah, and as well as next week, I will be on holiday, so I won't be on the podcast for next week. But our good friend Louis will be taking over for me for next week.
Yep. So that will be something a bit different as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's all we've got time for today. So
yes, thank you very much for watching, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.